Alright, I want to do this section, 8.8 triangle classification. I want to do this a little quick if I can. We're going to talk about classifying triangles, and there's two main ways to classify them. We can classify by sides or by angles. So first we're going to talk about angles because they're a little bit more of the common way that you see these classified. And we have acute, obtuse, and right. And these are very similar to when we were classifying angles. In fact, it's exactly the same, but it's when we're using and looking at triangles. So if I'm going to draw some acute triangles, the rule here is that all angles are acute. So it might look something like this. And my triangle could be an equilateral triangle like this, where it would be 60, 60, 60. Might be something like this, where I might have 50, 50, 70. But the rule is that all angles are less than 90 degrees. My obtuse triangle is, my rule would be one angle is more than 90 degrees. For example, my triangle in this case might look like this. I might have an angle here that's 20, an angle here that's 20, and that would make my other one 140. And this is clearly as a one side that's greater than 90. I might even exaggerate it more, and I might have a triangle that looks like this. And this would also be an obtuse triangle. Now, they don't have to be quite as exaggerated. The only rule is that one angle needs to be more than 90. And lastly, our right triangle is one angle is exactly 90 degrees. These triangles typically look like this. We'll see the right angle marker in one of these triangles. Now, they don't necessarily need to be even. They can also look like this. But at least one of these angles, we can't actually have two of the angles, it's impossible, needs to be a right angle. Okay, next we can classify by size. And in this case, we have three determiners. We have, let me write them down, make sure I spell them right. We have isosceles. We're going to go with scalene. Isosceles, which is spelled I-S-O. And equilateral. All right, scalene is no sides are equivalent. And we often mark these with little tick marks to denote whether things are equal or not. So it could be something like this. And I could say that this side is like this. And I can see that none of these sides are equivalent because none of the tick marks match. Could also be like this. It's close, but you can see that they're all slightly different. My isosceles is two sides are equivalent. And I should actually write congruent instead. This one might look like this. And I'm going to denote these two being the same with a marking that is exactly the same on those sides. These two are equivalent. That's what these marks say. It could also be this. And lastly, we have equilateral. All sides are congruent. And these have a very specific shape. They look like this. And I can mark all the sides being equal by the same marker on all these sides. And that's what you're going to be using to classify triangles in this case. You're going to need to by size and by angle. All right, good luck.